You do it in the car, in the shower, wandering the kitchen muttering, "Keys, keys, where are my keys?" You talk to yourself, out loud, and somewhere in the back of your mind, you've quietly wondered if it makes you a little bit crazy. It's almost the exact opposite. Talking to yourself is one of the clearest signs of a sharp, well-organized, high-functioning brain. And once you understand what's actually happening when you do it, you'll never feel weird about it again. In fact, you'll start doing it on purpose. Because that quiet habit isn't a glitch. It's a tool. And scientists have spent years figuring out exactly what it's doing for your mind. Start with where it comes from. Watch a small child play, and you'll hear them narrate everything out loud. Now I put the block here, now the red one. The psychologist Lev Vygotsky noticed this almost a century ago and realized it wasn't random chatter. The child is using speech to guide their own thinking, to plan, to focus, to control themselves. As we grow up, that out-loud narration doesn't disappear. It mostly sinks inward and becomes your silent inner voice, the one reading these words in your head right now. So when you talk to yourself out loud as an adult, you're not malfunctioning. You're reaching for the very same tool you were born using, pulling your thoughts out of the swirl in your head and into clear, organized words. And here's the part that matters. That act of putting things into words actually makes your brain work better. There's a clever experiment that proved it. Researchers asked people to find a specific object in a cluttered visual scene, like spotting one product on a busy supermarket shelf. When people said the name of what they were looking for out loud, just muttering, "banana, banana," they found it faster than the silent group. Saying it sharpened their focus and told the brain exactly what to hunt for. Your self-talk acts like a spotlight, aiming your attention and loading the target into working memory, the mental scratch pad that's tightly linked to intelligence itself. That's why you talk yourself through hard tasks. Okay, plug this in first, then that. It's not a nervous tick. It's your brain using language to manage a heavy load, breaking a complex problem into steps it can actually hold and execute. The more demanding the task, the more useful it becomes. But there's one more layer, and it might be the most powerful of all. Because it's not just whether you talk to yourself. It's how. A researcher named Ethan Kross discovered something strange. When you're stressed or anxious and you talk to yourself using I can't do this, I'm going to mess up, you tend to spiral. But when you switch to your own name, or you've got this, you've handled worse. Something shifts. That tiny change creates a kind of psychological distance, like you're coaching a friend instead of drowning in your own panic. And in study after study, people who used this distanced self-talk stayed calmer, thought more clearly, and performed better under pressure. The way you speak to yourself literally changes how well your brain handles the moment. So the next time you catch yourself talking out loud, don't cringe. You're using a genuine cognitive tool, one tied to focus, memory, and self-control. Now, let me be honest with you, because this channel always is. Genius Brain is a bit of a wink. Talking to yourself is not a secret IQ test, and the science doesn't say it makes you a literal genius. What it does show is a brain that's actively organizing and regulating itself, which is its own kind of smart. And to be clear, everyday self-talk is completely normal and healthy. It's a different thing entirely from the distressing voices linked to certain medical conditions, which deserve real care, not a YouTube label. But the everyday version? The muttering, the pep talks, the narrating. That's not a flaw to hide. It's one of the most useful things your mind does. And now that you know how it works, you can actually aim it. Name what you're looking for. Talk yourself through the hard parts. And when the pressure's on, drop the I and call yourself by name. The strangest part isn't that you talk to yourself. It's that the quiet voice in your head, the one you've had your whole life, turns out to be one of the smartest tools you own. If this made your brain itch in the best way, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe and stick around, because there is nothing stranger and nothing more worth understanding than the mind you live inside every single day.